First thing I want to do, please don't copy it down, is show you why law of sines won't just work here. All right, why it won't work. So let me start with my proportion. We learned yesterday, law of sines, a side, t, over the sine of the angle across. All good. Next, I'll take 11, another side. See the issue? I have nothing to put here. Nothing. And even if I put 12 here, I got nothing to put here. So does everyone see why law of sines? I don't have enough information for law of sines. All good? I proved to you. We're all right? All right. So now I need to give you a second formula today that would need to be used if sines isn't good enough. And that's called the law of cosines. All right, we got a law of sines and a law of cosines. I wait to the second day to do this because this one's a lot more involved than sines is. So here's the law of cosines. A squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc times the cosine of a. That's a lot. That's a mouthful. Also, if anybody's thinking, no, I will not give you law of sines or cosines, those two formulas on next week's test. Those are up to you. All right, let me describe what each piece means. I can't stress this enough. I know this is A, B, and C, like side A, side B, side C, but guys, is every triangle we work with ABC? No. Here's a classic example. So don't just think, oh, that's side A, side B, side C. No, 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 no. You have to understand what each piece represents. So let's start with on the left side. This is the side across from the given angle in the problem. Every triangle is going to give you an angle. I look at the side across. That's what I start law of cosines off with. So this is the side across from the given angle. All right, that's the side across from the given angle. So whatever angle's involved in the problem, I use the side across to plug in. How many sides in a triangle? 3. I've already plugged in for 1. Guess what B and C mean? Other 2 sides. Those are the other 2 sides. This B and C, same ones. Same ones you plugged in here. All right, so I don't need to write anything here. And then finally over here, cosine of A, that's the given angle. Whatever the given angle is, that's what I put here. In for angle A. Whatever the given angle happens to be, I plug it in. This is called the law of cosines when sine is not good enough. All right, you ready? All right, let's use this example here. What's the angle I gave you? What's the given angle in this problem? You can just tell me, it's fine. 120. So what's the side across from it then? Name the side across from 120. T. So that's how I'm going to start this one off. T squared. Everyone all right? Why I'm putting T in and not 12 or 11? T is the side across from the angle in the problem. So I start off with T squared equals, what are my other 2 sides? Which are? So 11, and then the order doesn't matter. 12 squared plus 11 squared. Good. You want to do 11 squared plus 12 squared? Fine. Minus 2 times, what was B and C, your other 2 sides again? 11 and 12. Times the cosine of, what's my angle? 120. So that's how I'm going to find side T. And good news, you can plug all this in one step in your calculator. It's all on one side of the equal. You can type it in as is, right on one side. So I'm not going to do it with you. I want you guys practice. And if somebody can't get the same number we do up here, let me know. I'll help you out. And hopefully we're getting the right side equal to 200 and no? 397, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Why am I looking at your paper? 397. Anybody want a little calculator assistance here? You typing it in as is, Jonah?
Yeah.
Ready? I'll do it with you. 12 squared plus 11 squared minus, make sure you hit the minus and not the negative sign, 2 times 12 times 11 times, now I hit my cosine button, 120. Oh, that time. Must be user error. 397, all good? All right, that's not my side length though, right? I have t squared, so I still have to do 1 on both sides. Take the square root, and it looks like some of the ice might have chipped off my heart because I'm asking you nearest integer, not simplest radical form, so you're welcome. So I just take the square root of 397, round it to the nearest integer. We end up with 20. How's 20 sound? For t, 20. All right, before I go on to the next one, because they do increase in difficulty today. All right, they do increase in difficulty. Anything you want to ask there? Law of cosines. I start out with a side across from my angle. I put the other two sides in squared, and then the cosine of the angle. Any questions? All right, you ready to go up in difficulty then? Go ahead, set up the next one. Oh, here we go. Whew. A little fade. Our boy has not made an appearance in any class recently. Ooh. How about that, huh? Cosine, they give us the cosine value now. They don't give, see, they didn't give me the angle measure. They actually said, hey, the cosine of that angle, 1/16. All right, so let's get out law of cosines. A squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine A. Hey, A doesn't mean side A. Remember that. That doesn't mean it. This is the side across from the angle we're using in the problem. What angle is being used in this problem? There's my first question. What angle is being used in this problem? Oh, 19. B. Everyone look across from angle B, and what do you see? Side B, right? So we're going to start this off with B squared. Hopefully that doesn't freak you out because I had A there. That's why I need you to get out of the darn mindset that the first number I put in the law of cosines is the side across from the angle. Equal to, what are the other two sides you want me to plug in? Let's go, 5. Oh, on fire. 6 squared, 4 squared, minus 2, same 6 and 4 again. But now here's the change up, everybody. What do you think I should be putting next? I know this value. What is it? 1/6. Look what I'm about to do. Not put cosine with it. I know what the cosine is. It's 1/16. The only time, look at question 1 now. The only time I want to put cosine with it is if it's an angle measure. That's the only time I'll put the cosine with it is if it's the angle measure. Does everyone see how I knew what it was equal to already? That's why you see a 1/16 and not a cosine 1/16 there. And then yes, just like you did before, you can plug it in all in one shot. Come on, Jonah, make me proud here. Redemption. Got a nice perfect number there, huh? Literally. 49. So B equals 7. Anybody not getting 49 out of your calculating device? Good. All right, there's anything? Because now we're not going to have the variable here. Oh, Eva, what's up?
I still don't really get like why it's just 1 over 16 instead of cosine.
Okay, because the value you put here is the cosine of the angle, in this case, of B. All right, so here, instead of A, this for us in this particular problem is cosine B. Well, I already know what it's equal to, 1/16.
Oh.
So I just plugged 1/16 in.
Yeah. Okay.
Versus the last problem, that's 120. So I should be putting in here whatever the cosine of 120 is. Instead, in question 2, the one we just did, I gave you the value already. Hey, Eva, it's 1/16. There you go.
Yeah, okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good question. Everyone else is good. All right. How's this next one different? I'm going to show you all the different types here we'll do. A, B, C. Okay, find cosine B now. Cosine, no, hey, so here's what I'm looking for. Remember that value I gave you? I want you to find it now. Okay, I want you to find it using law of cosines. So let me just jot down the formula again. I don't require this, but just for teaching purposes. Now watch, we're actually going to put a number in here now on the left side. Which one, 10, 5, or 7? 10, 5, or 7. Figure out what angle we're working with and then go opposite. Oh, 13.
7.
7, good, because it's across from B. 7 squared, everyone. That's how we're going to start it off. Equals. Other two sides, what are we going to plug in for here now? Oh, 2. 10 and 5. You guys are just throwing them at me quick here today. Minus 2 times 10 times 5. Now everyone see what's going to be missing? Cosine B. So this is not one where I can just plug it all in my calculator again. I need your algebraic expertise. I don't know how expert that is, but help me get that by itself. That's what I need your help with. Get that all by itself, because that's what I'm solving for. Let's do some cleanup. Can we do some cleanup first? What's up, Serena?
I was wondering, why is it 7 squared for A if A is across from 5?
No, remember, this isn't cosine A. This is cosine of whatever angle we're dealing with. It's not necessarily A, because I won't have ABC in every triangle. So because I'm asking you for cosine B, I look across, and that's 7.
Okay.
It's whatever angle we're using in the problem. It's not always A.
Okay.
Good deal? Good question. All right, cleanup time. Cleanup. 49, 100, 25, minus, what's that, 2 times 10 times 5, 100, cosine B. So I just squared them. Now here's where I got to get nuts. You cannot combine all 3 of these. Here's why. Watch. If you walked into class today and I said, could you combine those 3, what would you tell me? Can you combine all 3? It's the same thing. Instead of an x, I got a cosine b. So I cannot combine all 3, but I can combine which ones, though? This 100 and this 25, yes. But I cannot combine all 3. Do you guys see why? It's just like saying 100x. That's garbage. You know you can't do that. So at least combine the first 2. So 125 minus 100 cosine b. Okay, I told you I need your algebraic expertise here. What's your next move to get the cosine B by itself? Anybody see it? What's my next move to get cosine B by itself? I want to get, so some stuff's got to get moved over. What's getting moved over first, and how's it getting moved over? Jonah?
Oh, wait, get the 49 to the right side for the subtraction.
Aren't you? You're bringing more over to this side though. Remember, I need to get this by itself, and I'm just bringing more over that way. I'm trying to get this stuff here over that way. Mahmood, what's good back there?
Can you just bring the 49 over to the right, but bring the 100 cosine B?
What?
Like, can you add by 100?
So you want to move the 100 cosine B over here?
Yeah, and 49 to the. I just don't like it being negative.
Okay, it's fine though. It's negative. It's all right. You can do that. That's fine. It's fine. You're just doing it. You're taking a detour. That's all you're doing. Can I move the 125 over? Is that all right, Mahmood, or are you going to be offended by that?
Oh, you're good.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate the permission. How do I move it over? No, I get what you're saying, Mahmood, that you don't like it negative. I'm fine with that. It's okay, though, that it's negative. Oh, boy, what do I have there, kids? Negative 76. Equals, what do you have on the right side? I want to just make sure you didn't drop something here. What's still left on the right side?
Negative 100.
Negative 100 cosine B. Next step. Hi, Laura. Divide by negative 100. Yep, got to get cosine B by itself. Divide by negative 100. So here we go. Final answer. The cosine of angle B will be equal to. How you guys leaving your? Can I just ask how you're going to leave your answer? If I do negative 76 divided by negative 100, you're going to leave. You can want to leave it like that. That's fine. That's fine. You can also leave it as a fraction. And let me do my magician math tricks up here with this calculator you have no idea how to use. Do you know how to turn that back into a fraction? No idea, probably. You guys have been like, what did you learn last year? No comment. How do I turn a decimal into a fraction? You guys have a math button on the left-hand side. You can hit your math button, and you see the first choice. That means turn anything you need into a fraction. And I'll do it for you. So you can leave it 0.76, or you can say the cosine of B is 19 over 25. Your call. Okay, your call. I got a challenge question though, before we move on, because this is honors, right? They tell me. Here's my challenge question. I'm going to guess probably 75% of you may know the answer. Now that you know cosine B equals 19 over 25, how would you guys be able to find me what actually angle B is? What is angle B in degrees? No new work. You did all this great work, and now you're at cosine B equals 19 over 25. How would you be able to find angle B? We're not going to write it down, but how would you find angle B? We've talked about this in this unit. How do you find angle B? Angle B with what I've given you. Charlotte?
You do the reciprocal, is it called the reciprocal? The inverse of cosine, so it's cosine to the negative 1.
Yep, everyone remember that? If you need to find an angle, do the inverse. Okay, so good job. Anything on that presentation? Okay, keep thinking. Other questions? I ask you that challenge question because that's what 4 is now. Find the angle now. Okay, find the angle. New triangle, new values, but now I actually want the angle measurement in degrees. Oh, good old triangle red. Sure, I'll even do the vertices in red. RE congruent to ED, and they're both 5. The base is 8. What's angle E? What's angle E? Okay. What side are we going to start out law of cosines with here? What side starts it off? Oh, 9. 8. Good. It's across from E, the angle we're trying to find. 8 squared equals 5 squared plus 5 squared minus 2 times 5 times 5 cosine E. You guys are starting to see this is the same problem as the last one, except I got to take that extra step at the end and, like Charlotte said, do the inverse. So we got 64, 25 plus 25 minus 50. We already talked, you cannot combine all 3. You can combine the first 2, but not all 3. Move the 50 over, right? We're moving the 50 over. Subtract it over. Divide by negative 50. You want to leave it as a decimal, leave it as a fraction. It's up to you. So cosine E, you could leave it as negative 0.28, or you could have left it as negative 7/25. Either one. And I won't ask anybody this because we just gave it away with my talk with Charlotte there, and that is, now that I want to find the angle, if I want to find angle E, I take the inverse of cosine and put in my decimal or fraction that I just found. And we can round to the nearest degree. This is hardcore. And 106 makes sense. Why does 106 make sense? Can I have a second angle any bigger than 106? Absolutely not. It's going to go over 180. So, and where's 106 across from? So that makes sense. Yes. 106 is going to be my biggest angle, so it should be across from the biggest side. All right, I'm done here. I'm going to let you and your group, or just you by yourself, whatever you prefer, try number 5. And I'm going to let you know that it should end up being 96.9 degrees. If you do get 96.9 degrees, grab a textbook or your online textbook and get going. If you can't get there, let me know. I'll come over and help you. All right, but we should be getting 96.9 out of this last one. Don't suffer in silence. Let me know if you have questions. And that's it as far as the unit goes.